Hi Aries, welcome to your general reading for June 2018. Same sketch as before, 3-card major arcana reading, and then one from the swords, one from the wands, one from the pentacles, and one from the cups. So I'll give it one more shuffle, one more cup. Let's see what we get for you. Star in the upright. Yum. Tower in reverse. Could be worse. The Lovers. Yourself and others. Getting a bit poetic now. Right. Okie doke. Well, there's a paradigm shift happening. Whether you know it or not, or whether you would rather there wasn't. And now, Tower in reverse, whatever its position in this 3-card reading system that I use, Tower in reverse always rather foxes me, because is it something that has happened, or something that isn't going to happen, or something that you fear happening, or something that you fear not happening? It's a really difficult one, because it's one of the very, very few cards in the tarot where truly it's out of your hands. The only thing that was in your hands where the Tower is concerned is that you built it. But you know, bloody hell, you can be forgiven for doing that. You know, people build stuff all the time. And what number is it? 16. You know, this is just into the last third of the tarot cycle, and near the beginning of the last third of the tarot cycle. And I guess what this is really about is the way that sometimes in life you think you've got it all sorted, and you've got your big strong tower, and you've got all the rooms sorted out, and you've got all the lovely turrets built, and all the rest of it, and perhaps you're feeling a little bit pleased with yourself, and you think you've got to the end of the process, and then lo and behold, bolt from the blue, force majeure, and it all comes tumbling down. And then in many ways you have to start again. But when it's in the reverse, what does that mean? Because what's the reverse of a bolt from the blue? No bolt from the blue? I need to look further into this. What we clearly have here, card number 1 in this 3-card system, is that things as you see them. So there's a sense of security here, there's a sense of peace, and there's a sense of being in a kind of inner environment whereby it is safe for you to dream, and it is safe for you to kind of pour your emotions. There's an abundance, emotional abundance, and a sense of emotional sort of, there's a kind of oceanic feel here, because your emotions here are being poured by you with abandon into the pool, the river, the sea, and mixing with all the others. There's a sort of oceanic sense. I just need to go and check the cat, because he's coming and he might have a mouse with him, and if he has, I want to get it from him. Has he? I don't know. When the cat comes in, doesn't say meow. Oh, I can hear him say meow. Yeah, it's okay. Anyway, you don't need to know all that. Okay, look. I can see that there's a sense of security here, and things as you see them. And I can see that things as they really are is a paradigm shift. So what is the nature of this Tower in reverse as the Fulcrum card here, as the Veil card. Right, I'm going to admit my limitations as a reader, and I'm going to go straight for some clarification on this. Okay, Magician in the reverse. Right, I would say from this that there are forces at work that are kind of, yes, this is now, okay, I see this. This is a sense of some sort of impending end, impending disaster, impending doom that is sort of being staved off. The sense of it being staved off, or that you know it's coming, and you know really deep down that it has to come, but you can't engage with that. You can't engage with the reality of that because the Tower is so strong. It seems so strong. It's been there for such a long time. And you've had the relationship that you've had with this element of your life represented in the Tower, and you know that it's gonna come down. But it's like, oh God, sorry, I've got to say this. It's like knowing that you're gonna die, but you can't really engage with it. Yeah. And it's like perhaps knowing somebody else is going to die, but you can't actually engage with it. So you kind of just go on with this, oh, la-di-da, everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine. You know, I'm in a safe place, and da-da-da-da-da. But there is a paradigm shift coming, and associated with this, inability, I would say, to engage with knowing that sooner or later a bolt from the blue is going to come and bring whatever this Tower represents for you, whatever this kind of institution, and perhaps it might be something that's even sort of generational. You know it's going to end. The staving off of the engagement with that fact, because it hasn't happened yet, even though you know it will. I mean, that is a bit of a head messer, isn't it? And this sleight of hand present in the Magician in the reverse. You know, when the Magician is in the upright, there's sort of magical manifestation. It's the first card of the tarot after the Fool. It's the empty mind becoming inhabited with the knowledge that it can manifest, it can do things, it can create life and effect change in the world. And that is a kind of magic when you think about it. When you think about the fact, say for example, you can paint a picture, or write a song, or cook a meal, or you know, there's any number of things that you can manifest into the universe that never existed before. Not quite the way that you would do it. That is magic, and that's the magic of the Magician. But when the Magician is in the reverse, there's sleight of hand, and it's more conjuring than magic. And it's more trickery and visual trickery than manifestation, magical manifestation. And I sort of wonder whether you're doing this to yourself. I'm going to get another one here on this Lovers, because in this position of things as they really are, especially juxtaposed with the Star in the things as you see them position, I would tend to see this at this stage of the reading as a kind of really low-key way of telling you that change is coming. Oh dear. All right, the World in reverse. Okay, I'm going to come straight out and say this. I think there's loss on the way. I have no idea what kind of loss. But I think it's something that you know is coming, and whether it comes this month or later, I can't see, but it's around. It's around Aries, and there is an inevitability to it. In the same way as there was an or is an inevitability to the effects of that force majeure lightning on that tower, and the inevitability of the paradigm shift involved in the Lover's card. Because once that arrow hits, there's no choice involved for this young man anymore. He's going to go. He's going to go with with the young woman. This relationship with his mother is over. It's the illusion of choice, or it's the interplay and the juxtaposition between willed change and inevitable change. So I'm afraid I do see loss here in the world in reverse, and I think this is coming. And in that respect, there's a sort of protection from the shock of it, and perhaps that's why the tower is in the reverse here as well. Right, I'm going to pull because that's shocking, and when it's in the reverse, perhaps it's this kind of destructive force, but it's not such of a shock. Right, Knight of Swords. Well, new new information coming in, that's for sure. Quickly, not a million miles away from the spirit of the tower. These clouds do rather look like lightning bolts. So something's coming, Aries, something's coming. I don't think it's all going to be bad, but it is going to involve some sadness. Yeah, okay, a message coming in. Fast. Fast. A new state of affairs presenting itself to you quickly. Okay, so something's coming this month, and I get the feeling it's been waiting in the wings for a long time. Well, okay, Seven of Pentacles. Now that's rather throwing me because that's rather counterintuitive. This is about looking. See, this reminds me more of the Star, I have to say. This is about sort of looking at what you have built, what you have grown, or what rather has grown of its own accord with a little bit of tending from you. And, your tool of tending there is not being wielded at the moment, and you're simply looking. Contemplation of what has been built, not necessarily what you have built, but what has been built. Reflection on what you have accumulated, and without even really trying. This is not the 8 where you're making the pentacles. This is the 7 where they're like pumpkins, and they're growing, and all you did was do some weeding. Right, and 4 of Cups. Well, there's a kind of sulkiness here, because you've got 3, but when this 4th one comes in, you've got 3 that you're not engaging with, and when this 4th one comes in, you're just like, no, and you're sitting there with your legs crossed and your arms folded, and your arms crossed, you just don't want it. You don't want it. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to end this, and I'm going to take this through to another film. I keep these films under 15 minutes so I don't have to give YouTube my phone number. So I'll be back with a second part, because there's more to say about this. There are too many contradictions, so I'll be back shortly.